Hi, this is Mike with Intense Sound and Lighting. I'm here with a Yamaha O1v. This model is the first generation, and we're going to go over a quick training lesson here. Alright, so to start, we're going to power up our board. Our power button is in the back. As you can see, there's a little bit of a loading screen, unlike the analog boards we're used to. Okay, so in this first lesson, I'm just going to go over the physical panel of the board, show you what all the buttons and knobs do. Okay, to start, right up top here, we have 12 XLR ins on the first 12 channels. They also have line ins directly below it. We have a pad button for when our signal is too hot on the first 12 channels, as well as a gain trim knob. This is all pretty standard as compared to what we're used to in analog boards. Now when you go over to channels 13 through 16, these are stereo channels. So you'd have like a left and right in 13-14, left and right in 15-16. A trim knob representing both stereo channels, as well as the faders below. They're grouped. So if you have a stereo channels in 13 and 14, you have one fader for both sides. Continuing on, we have a monitor output right over here, which comes out the back of the board in the left and right, and we can assign different things to that. We have a 2-track in, which is great for things like iPods, DJ inputs. 2-track out is great for taping things to videos or giving videographers a direct feed. We have a headphone volume control. Okay, moving over to the left panel. Okay, utility button, MIDI button, mainly for recording purposes. Our setup button, which I use kind of regularly to assign what channels, if I wanted to monitor a certain aux send to send to the headphones, the setup menu is the place to go. The view button, which shows us different versions of our channel strips on the screen over here, lets us see what's going, every parameter of one channel, one shot by toggling view. Dynamics is where we recall compressors and gates. The EQ is where we look at our 4-band parametric EQ, which we have on every input and output channel. The pan and routing is exactly what it says. We have 2 dedicated effect sends, which are effects 1 and 2. We have 4 aux sends, which we can set to pre or post fader, which you'd want to use pre in a live situation. And we have our home button, which will bring the faders to mix what we're hearing out front. Now, on this section, we have a select button per channel, which selects, say we're in EQ mode and we want to EQ a channel, you select the channel you want to use first, then press EQ to adjust the EQ. The solo button sends the channel to the headphones. So say we're gating our bass drum and we wanted to get it just right, you'd solo the channel, and then that way you'd send that directly to the headphones to solo. Okay. Digital board has an on and off button, as opposed to what an analog board would have as a mute. They essentially do the same thing. All the way across, you want to make sure everything's in the on. Selected as on if we're going to be using it like that. Alright, now in the master section, it's important that that right now we are in the home mode right here, which is what we're going to be mixing what we're hearing out front, and that both the on button is on as well as the master fader is up. Now, if you notice, if we go to aux 1, our faders are moving. It's important that that the master for aux 1, we're now adjusting the master for aux 1. So aux 1 selected, and our master is the master for aux 1, and it has to be on as well, otherwise it's not going to work. As we go into this area right here, what we have is our returns 1 and 2, which are going to return effect 1 and effect 2, and where it returns it, on the screen at least, is in the bottom left hand corner where it says stage and chorus. Now, right now we have stage 3/4 of the way up. Say we want it halfway up, we'd use return 1 knob, and as we tweak it, the knob actually moves to the left. Same thing for this, and it also is important that both of them are in the on position. The memory button is what we want to use to page through scenes, to store our current scene, as well as recall previous scenes. And we have cursors, the enter button, and up-down parameters, so we can get through all of the menus on our screen. This is going to conclude our first lesson, and that's what we got for now. Thanks.